Hey yo, what's up everybody? Happy Monday. Today is July 27th and let's see what's going on in the world of biotech news. Alright, here's biotech. AZ very confident in homegrown ADCs despite dropping two assets. Okay, so that's about big companies. We're not so interested in that. Amgen sheds around 40 staffers. That sucks. Argenex acquires Forte for 2.2 billion. I think this is pretty interesting. Let's take a look in just a little bit. Yeah, let's just do that right now. Pardon me. My gosh. Call that a sneeze. RA Capital launches Oak Hill Bio onto the NASDAQ via SPAC. Oh, reverse IPO, right? Let's take a look at that. MapLight shares sync on mixed phase 2 schizophrenia readout. Yeah, that sucks for the patients. Not so much for the company, but for the patients. ApniMed aspires up to 160 million IPO. I think we talked about that last week. So, yeah, that's let's see. Anything else? InnoCare's oral TYK2 inhibitor for psoriasis test. Gossamer and Chiesi pulls the plug on PAH drug collaboration. Legend CEO resigns. Fears biotech layoff tracker. So dismal. Yeah, just feels so morbid, huh? Happy times. All right, we got at least two news headlines to cover. Let's take a look at Biopharma Dive. Sarepta in search of a turnaround taps ex-AbbVie executive Severino as CEO. Buzzy startup Tessera, not Teresa, Teresa, Tessera Therapeutics. Severino will look to improve the fortunes of a company facing emerging competition, declining sales. So that's for Sarepta. MapLight, we already covered that from, well, we already covered that from Fierce Biotech. And we're not going to look into that because that's negative data, or that's positive data. But it's not good for the shares, and hence probably not good for the patients and adoption of the drug. Argenex to acquire Forte, we covered it. We'll go back to it. FDA scientists question Capricorn data. Legend CEO steps down. FA panel endorses broader use of certain peptides. We covered that last week. The latest FDA decisions to watch in the third quarter. And confidence capital positioning biotech for the next growth cycle from Bio International and DIA China 2026. 3D Medicines prevails in arbitration against Celis, awarded a whopping $1 million. Holy shit, bro. $1 million. All right. Polaris Global Equity Composites add new holdings, exits multiple positions in Q2. VIV, or is this 775? What? 5525? How do you read that in Roman numerals? Dovato as effective as VIIV, as effective as Gilead's Biktarvy in head-to-head trial. So that's GSK, right? That's a GSK drug. Capricorn plunges an FDA AdCom briefing doc for Duchenne treatment. AdCom briefing. I think that's bad news for this company right here, Capricorn. BioMarin and Lauren Foundation collaborates on Renu syndrome treatment. Intera Bio prices $275 private placement. Sarepta taps Michael Severino. We just talked about it. MapLight, yeah, we just talked. Almost 50%. Holy shit. That's quite a lot. Hope you are not a MapLight stockholder or shareholder. Precision Biosciences announces key management changes. Legend CEO Ying Huang steps down. Argenex strikes 2.2. That's what we're going to cover in just a moment. And that's everything for today. Okay, so let's take a look at these to heavyweight news for today. argenx acquires Forte for 2.2 billion, get hands on phase 2 stage vitiligo drug, whatever that means. argenx spending 2.2 billion to absorb Forte, its phase 2 in vitiligo and celiac disease drug. I got an idea. Let's go take a look at that on TikTok or Instagram. Let's see what that's about. The prize for argenx is FB102, anti-CD22 antibody that demonstrated success in a phase 1b earlier this month. FB 102 to a 29.6% improvement in score of facial vitiligo, a readout. Phase 2 is expected later this year. argenx previously invested in Forte, so SAIL-1 studies in both indications were key drivers of the decision to move from strategic investment to acquisition. It has the potential to address alopecia areata, and additional autoimmune diseases. Okay, interesting. In an interview with Fierce, argenx CEO Karen Macy described CD22's very elegant target with both IL-15 and CD22. What is CD22? It's FB22, no? Focused on FB22, CB22. It's EBI102, CD22. What is CD22? It's a target. Okay? But then why is it called? Is this C2 targeting anybody? I mean, maybe I'm just so confused here. Let's take a look. Take a deeper dive. Using AI here. argenx has been following CD122 for years based on its understanding of the mechanism and recent clinical validation. That just means it works in the clinic. Aaron Lehman, their VP of Corporate Development Strategy, said Forte is not necessarily a standard level validation we need to see each and every time in deal making. Our role as a biotech innovator is open up your wallet, still to take calculated risks. Thanks to commercial success of Vyvgart. Now, argenx ended the second quarter with 5.2 billion in cash equivalents, and other financial assets. Good for them, huh? Incredibly proud. Okay, so FB102 is a novel CD122 antibody. I got it. Okay. Across a broad range of autoimmune diseases. Forte CEO Paul Wagner, PhD, said in this morning's release. Okay. It's Netherlands. Paying 77 per share of NASDAQ listed Forte, a 45% increase on the Biotech's 54.78 closing price on Friday. It's quite a premium, no? Vision 2030 for severe autoimmune disease. Good for argenx. Let's take a look at this one. RA Capital launches rare disease company Oak Hill Bio onto NASDAQ via SPAC. So RA Capital is the venture backer of this company, and they're headed to NASDAQ through a SPAC. Sponsor Research Alliance Corporation 3, hoping to pay. So that's the name of the company, RACC. RACC's trust account will launch with 75 million in cash. So this is like a reverse merger, right? Is that what it is? Basically, this is like the shell company that's already public. By merging, Oak Hill essentially gives its pipeline to this shell, and then now essentially Oak Hill is going to be, once this company gets renamed, it will get its it will be open to the public investors or generalist investors. Trust account 100 million private financing from RA. The new Funding will accompany Oak Hill's recent 32.5 million Series A financing to propel the development of Rugonersen OHB 724 through phase 3 readout and NDA submission in 2029. Rugonersen is an antisense oligonucleotide for the treatment of Engelmann syndrome, which causes severe development delays, issues with balance and movement, and speech limitations. Oh, that's horrible. Yeah, it's well, pardon me. Roche originally developed rugonersen as a therapy to restore neuronal ubiquitin protein ligase E3A expression, and Oak Hill licensed the asset in early 2025. Deletion and mutations in the maternal UBE3A allele cause Engelmann syndrome, and UBE3A is required for normal development and function. The drug is designed to bind UBE3A ATS transcript and degrade it in central nervous system to unsilence the UBE3A paternal allele. Oak Hill Bio combines compelling science and management team with broad yada yada. So Rugonersen will be running with Ultragenyx GTX 102 and Ionix Pharmaceuticals Ion 582 for Engelmann syndrome, huh? Takeda spun out Oak Hill in 2022 with 2 assets obtained from the Japanese pharma's 62 billion takeover of Shire. Ah, okay. Oak Hill Bio CEO Josh Distler will serve as CEO of the combined company. The deal is expected to close. So actually, Oak Hill is a spun out company from Takeda. The resources provided by this amazing group of investors enable us to continue. Of course, you would say that. So that is your sugar daddy, bro. Phase 3 beacon trial. Have those look forward. Yeah. Oak Hill, huh? So when Takeda Oak Hill with 2 assets from the Japanese pharma, let's just take a quick look at what happened. They shunt Jewel of Shire take over to new spinoff Oak Hill. Where's RA Capital in all of this? Control F. RA Capital. No? RA? No. The drug maker have packed off another pair of mid-phase program to seed a new rare disease player. Uh-huh. The Massachusetts-based Oak Hill start live with a pair of assets made it as far as phase 2 before losing momentum amid Takeda's larger pipeline. The lead candidate is OHB 607, a recombinant human version IGF-1 at Takeda hailed as one of the jewels of 62 billion takeover of Shire. Back then, Takeda pitched the drug as a potential breakthrough in the prevention of premature birth. Kicked off phase 2B trial. What about the other candidate? Advanced OHB 607, then known as the other asset license OHB 101. I think this is a soluble recombinant version of FC gamma R2B receptor has now changed hands 5 times. That's not a good indication of how good the drug is. Doesn't bode well. Supporting transition, rare autoimmune disease, SM101, OHB 101. No, was that the drug? Did we get it right? OHB 101? No, it's OHB 724. Rugonersen is OHB, 724. So no, not really. And RA Capital provided some additional funding, I guess, as another venture backer to the new company. So I guess the new entity will still be called Oak Bio, as opposed to Oak Bio. Yeah, not as interesting. Okay, let's take a look at the company that argenx acquired. Let's take a look. Forte, right? Forte. Severe Vision 3030. FB 102. Forte. Start a new chat. What is the history and discovery of FB 102? History of Forte. Forte Bio and its discovery of lead candidate FB 102. Let's see. Dermatology and biotherapeutics. Bioscience is a clinical stage. Initially, Forte focused on life, biotherapeutics, for skin conditions, pivot to immunology. CD122 is a shared subunit. Here is the science behind it. Shared subunit of the interleukin IL-2 and IL-15 receptors, which plays a major role in driving the activation proliferation of NK cells and CD8 positive T cells. FB102 is designed as selectively modulate these pathways, inhibiting harmful immune cell overactivation while preserving Tregs to maintain balanced immune response. Preclinical success, recent milestones. Okay. argenx is already in the story, you see here. Recent milestones. Yep, that is today's news, guys. Got it. How did Forte How was Forte Bioscience initially funded by VC? I shouldn't say funded or founded. A multi-stage venture capital. Instead, the company early financing transition to clinical stage involved a blend of private investments, inception and private capital. In 2017, Paul A. Wagner, the company initially operated privately, securing early capital from specialized life science investors and private placements. The public market, rather than relying on VC financing rounds, Forte accelerates financing via reverse merger, moving on to the public via special purpose acquisition company or merger vehicle around 2020. This allowed the company to raise capital directly from the public rather than traditional high street VC firms. Subsequent founding milestones such as $1 million private placements and financing rounds fund the development of FE20 have been heavily backed by dedicated healthcare and life sciences investments such as BVF Partners and Tyborn Capital Management. All right. How was FB 102 discovered first? Center on identifying a therapeutic approach that could precisely target the biological roots rather than being found as a naturally occurring molecule, was engineered, developed, target identified, research identified CD22, yada yada yada, rational monoclonal antibodies. They designed FB20 as specialized proprietary anti-CD2 monoclonal. Its engineering purpose was to selectively target block before entering the rigorous laboratory testing, high throughput screening, and cell-based assays, followed by evaluation of non-human primate models. Confirmed that it could successfully suppress. Okay. Yeah, I guess that is that. At the end of today's telecast, let's take a look at this disease that this drug is targeting. What is the name of the disease again? It's called clinically de-risked. Here we go. Vitiligo and celiac disease. Let's first Google what that means. Autoimmune condition, recognized medical link. Celiac disease have statistical high risk of developing vitiligo and other skin disorders. Okay. So I guess there are two different diseases. What is that? Let's see. It's long-term medical. Cause patch of skin to lose their color and turn white. Okay. That I don't even need to reels, right? Yeah, this is how we find those videos. Celiac disease. Are they the same? We're eating gluten. Oh, interesting. They're related. Huh. Okay. Let's search. Vitiligo. Oh, wow. Look at that. Hey, girl. Well, she's an optimist. I love it. She's like comparing her skin color to the sky, pattern of the flag. Amazing optimism. Not a girl. That spotted chick. I should follow her. Wow. You know, like humans are awesome. We're optimists. What about this girl? The girl with ears. Wow. Where'd all the time go? I'm impressed. She's confident. She's not like self-conscious about this disease. Where'd all the time go? Not a girl. Lyra Coley. You are beautiful. All right, I think that's it for today. What about this girl? And bodies are still being raised. And bodies are still being raised. Last summer for this. There we go. That's God is a healer. Well, that's awesome to know. But what was it? Miracle worker. Wow. Okay. I'm gonna end today's live stream, but these brave human beings and just awesome human beings. Hope you liked it. Okay. Turning it off. Adios, everybody. Have a good Monday evening.